Before we dive into this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into it. When I pulled into the driveway that evening, I was running on 12 hours of sweat and sun, my boots crusted with dried concrete and my shoulders aching like I'd been carrying the world. In my hands was a white paper bag from May's Thai kitchen. Her favorite, chicken pad see-ew, extra broccoli, no peanuts, a peace offering, a habit, maybe even a hope that we still had some spark left. I stepped into the kitchen, the smell of lemongrass rising from the bag. Lydia didn't even look up from her laptop when she said it, flat, almost casual. "I think we should try a sexless marriage." I laughed because I thought it had to be a joke. "You mean like, tonight?" Her eyes finally lifted to mine, cool and unreadable. "No, I mean permanently. Or at least until we've done the inner work to reconnect on a higher level." Something locked inside my chest. I set the takeout bag on the counter, slow, like it might detonate. "What does that even mean?" She shut her laptop with the kind of calm that made me uneasy. "It means I've been reading and reflecting. Physical intimacy is a crutch for couples who haven't done the emotional healing." Her voice wasn't hers anymore, clinical, like I was some study subject she'd grown tired of. "We've been married 6 years, I said, trying to keep my tone even. "You've never once said you were unhappy in bed, and now you want to cut the whole thing off." "It's not about unhappiness," she replied, almost smiling. "It's about evolution, growth." That word, growth, hit me like a weapon, like she was ascending, and I was just a dead weight she had to drag behind her. I crossed my arms. "So is this a phase? Something you picked up from a podcast? Or did some influencer convince you this is the enlightened way to burn a marriage to the ground?" Her gaze flickered, just for a second. "I've joined a space online, the Authentic Feminine Collective. They've helped me see the unhealthy masculine structures we've internalized. It's about reclaiming self-love." I rubbed my jaw. "So some online group is telling you I am the problem because I want my wife to touch me." She sighed, almost pitying me. "See, you hear boundaries and think it's about rejection. It's not, it's about healing." "Funny," I said. "I don't remember asking for therapy via celibacy." She turned her back and began unpacking the takeout, like the conversation was over. But the truth was, it had only just begun unraveling us. When I pulled into the driveway that evening, the sun was sinking low, staining the horizon with a tired orange that matched how I felt. I was running on 12 straight hours of sweat, grit, and blazing heat. The kind of day that leaves a man hollowed out but too stubborn to quit. My boots were crusted over with dried concrete, each step feeling heavier than the last, and my shoulders throbbed as if I'd been carrying the weight of the whole world, brick by brick. In my hands was a grease-spotted white paper bag from May's Thai kitchen, Lydia's favorite. Inside, the familiar comfort, chicken pads see-ew, extra broccoli, no peanuts. I'd ordered it exactly the way she liked, not because she'd asked, but because I still remembered the little things, and maybe I wanted her to remember too. It was part peace offering, part tradition, and maybe, just maybe, a small, foolish hope that there was still a thread of warmth left between us. When I stepped into the kitchen, the quiet was sharp enough to notice. The soft hum of the refrigerator, the faint tick of the wall clock, and the warm, citrusy drift of lemongrass spilling from the bag filled the space. Lydia was at the table, bathed in the pale glow of her laptop screen. She didn't even glance up, her fingers pausing on the keyboard just long enough to release the words, flat, almost casual, like they didn't carry the power to shatter something inside me. In the weeks that followed, Lydia became someone I didn't recognize. The sweaters and worn jeans she loved were replaced by sharp, angular outfits that screamed distance. The cozy sweaters she used to wear, soft, frayed at the cuffs, smelling faintly of the lavender detergent she swore by, disappeared from sight. In their place came sharp, structured jackets and monochrome dresses that seemed less like clothes and more like armor. Her style no longer whispered comfort. It shouted boundaries. She swapped coffee for herbal tea because, she said, caffeine was a tool of capitalist hustle culture. The way she spoke changed too. Our conversations became lectures. Words like patriarchal dynamics, performative femininity, and emotional labor peppered every sentence. The warmth was gone. One evening, I cooked her favorite, lemon rosemary chicken, lit candles, put on the Norah Jones album she used to hum along to. She looked at the table and said, "This feels coercive. You're weaponizing romance." I stood there, stunned. I made you dinner, Lydia. That's it. You're trying to reset the dynamic by assuming I owe you gratitude or connection, she said, crossing her arms. Men always think effort should equal access. Then she grabbed a protein bar and went upstairs. After that, I moved to the guest room. She didn't ask why. I started noticing how guarded she was with her phone and laptop. Her devices were now locked, encrypted. She stopped leaving anything where I could see it. One night, I overheard a Zoom call, dozens of women, all staring at one box labeled Alex. The voice was firm, almost hypnotic. You don't owe your body to anyone, Alex said. Liberation starts with silence. The pieces clicked, the withdrawal, the buzzwords, the detachment, all following some blueprint. When Lydia went away for a meditation workshop, she left her laptop open. I saw emails from Alex Truwell. He senses the shift. Do not engage emotionally. It's his last weapon. Keep diverting small amounts. He'll notice. Too late. Attached was the liberation sequence, a 12-step guide teaching women how to emotionally and financially dismantle their marriages. Step by step, Lydia had followed it. That Thursday night, I sat at the kitchen table with an envelope full of everything I'd found. I know about the liberation sequence, I said when she walked in. The money, the manuals, the retreats. I know who Alex is. She exhaled slowly. You've been spying on me. No, I said. You left the door open. I just walked through it. She leaned on the counter. It's not a cult. It's a support system. And you're proving their point. Possessive, angry, trying to control the conversation. I stood, calm but steady. I've been loyal to you. I've stayed through the silence, the withdrawal, and now the financial betrayal. And I haven't yelled once. But Don T, you dare stand there and pretend I am the one tearing this apart. You think you're entitled to me, she snapped. To my body, to emotional compliance. And you confuse boundaries with cruelty. I shot back. You're not growing, Lydia. You're erasing. I handed her the envelope. I've made copies. My lawyer will get them in the morning. Her voice trembled. You're divorcing me. I'm leaving you, I said. The divorce will come later. As I walked out, I turned back. You wanted a sexless marriage. Congratulations. You've got a husbandless one now. Within a week, I'd opened my own bank account, cut her off financially, and rented a one-bedroom above a mechanic's shop. When she went away for another retreat, I packed the essentials. My tools, clothes, a few books, and a framed photo of my dad. I cleaned the kitchen, stocked the fridge, left the thermostat at 68, and placed the envelope on the table with a note. You wanted a sexless marriage. Here's a husbandless one. I'm reclaiming my peace. I locked the door and drove away. The new place was bare, just quiet walls and the tick of my watch. But the silence felt different now. It wasn't cold. It was mine.